Hey love, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you a reading that is kind of like a mini version of the reading that I have on my website for people who, like, it's just a general reading, but for people who haven't really been introduced to getting a reading from a reader and everything like that. So I'm gonna just do, yeah, a mini version of that, and I'm gonna pull from my deck because I was my first deck here, and it's called the Archangels and Gemstone Guardians card, and they were my guy as in my guides were kind of pointing me to that deck. So I'm gonna just pull from here. It could be that I wouldn't say I don't like to just judge people like off of not judge, but like assume that people are religious, or maybe you came from a very religious background, or but maybe are spiritual, and it's a very light kind of energy. It's not like too offensive, like, it's just a nice uplifting message just to ease into that, because I think that when people are new to readings, they might have a connotation that it's negative, or and depending on which kind of reading you go to, is really important. So I'm really happy that it could be your first um, reading. So I'm just shuffling my cards. And the cool thing about these cards is that they give a message from an archangel, and then a message from a gemstone. So maybe you can carry that stone with you if you like stone gemstones and things like that, and crystals and all that. Okay, so you have here Moldavite and Archangel Raphael, and right away, Archangel Raphael is a very healing energy, very healing archangel. You could be going through a lot of heart activations, and sometimes the things that trigger our heart activations are maybe breakups or falling through of relationships, and it doesn't have to be just romantic. It could just be someone who means a lot to you, or maybe just making room for expansive experiences within your relationship. So maybe a new person coming in, like a friend, a lover, somebody who's really going to be pivotal and monumental for your heart chakra and moving forward kind of thing. So the message it says on the archangel side, so Archangel Raphael, is my consciousness is awake, I am aware, I feel the limitless nature of all life, I believe in unlimited potentials and possibilities, I am creative and prosperous, I fully embrace extraordinary wealth, my heart is open to giving and receiving love. Whenever cards talk about wealth, abundance, prosperity, receiving love, I always like asking the person what that means to them, like, so that they have such a clear vision, because I can telling somebody does will never make any sense, telling somebody what their abundance looks like, but rather opening up discussion for them to really hone into that, because that's what's going to stay, is your personal feelings to something rather than somebody else's, so you probably already do this. What kind of lifestyle, what kind of people in your life reflect the satisfaction that you want, or that you have been trying to manifest or cultivate, or that you already are cultivating, and really have that clear focus on things. And so the Moldavite card, if you wanted to pick up this stone as well, it's spelled Moldavite. You might already have it, I don't know. Maybe you can work with it again or something like that. So it says, are you able to think beyond the ordinary? Is your heart open to love and inner peace? And that's such a beautiful message, because if this is your first time, I'm going to assume that maybe you've always been spiritual, or you're stepping into an awakening, like how it said on the other side, and you kind of want either guidance, or you're just open. Your energy is open to learning more. And the fact that it says here to think beyond the ordinary is just a reminder that even for myself, I like to remember that there's even more knowledge than what I know in my physical reality. And the fact that I'm willing to open up my mind and to open up my heart to allow in new ways of thinking and new ways of doing things is a very powerful and beautiful thing, because I can experience even better than what I am going through right now. And I honestly feel like even if you're going through a lot of things right now, or even if you're going through chaos, because I understand that right now is maybe just a weird time, you're still a person who is very happy or very joyous. And I kind of noticed that about your energy. Somebody who's just very outgoing, extroverted kind of energy. Even if sometimes you don't feel that way, I just feel like you're very powerful spirit. And the fact that you can pair that with allowing new knowledge in your life is extremely powerful and beautiful. So I'm going to continue reading. It says, awaken your consciousness and decide you want to see things from a greater perspective. I kind of said that already. I love how it's clarifying that. And it says, increased self-knowledge naturally allows for healing your heart, your relationship with others, and the relationship you have with yourself. You have unlimited potential. And again, even I just feel like you're a very optimistic person. So and I understand when you have the heart healing energy, something has really changed that aspect within your life. So I can really, really imagine what you could be going through. But even then, you're still a person who really just power forward in your life. You know, you push, you do things no matter what. And I think that your ancestors are strong within you, and your guides and whatever higher power is very strong within you. But sometimes they want you to understand that they are really there with you, backing you up no matter what, and backing you up when you feel like you're the only one taking on things, and understand, like, it's kind of like it's not a condescending thing in the way that they're saying it, but they're like, when you feel this powerful thing, just know that it's that energy and that source that you believe in moving through you. And you probably already know this, but I think it's just a reminder and things like that. I'm going, because I read from a deck that is very, like I told you in the beginning, that's very light. I want to kind of go even deeper, like kind of just do, it's not a chakra thing, it's just like they're wanting me to do contrast, something that's very light, and then something that a deck that I use that's very, it gets to an energy very at its core, understands where you come from, understand where your guides and your ancestors are living, what kind of energies are just around you, and type of things. And I'm gonna pull from here because they're just guiding me to do that. And it's a very beautiful card. So very beautiful deck, and the card is gonna be beautiful. And I really, really want to pull from here. I'm just shuffling it just one more time, and then I'll just start pulling a card. Sorry. Oh, it flew out. So it says Oracle, Sacred Spirit Intervention. That's so funny because the Oracle is right now, because I'm an Oracle. I'm a tarot reader, but I'm very Oracle based. So I feel like this is a direct message to you. And this encounter, the fact that they said the Oracle, because at the bottom it says sacred living, sacred living, spirit speaking intervention. That's really odd, like, because that's a very odd energy to, when your guides are having intervention with you, you think that you're doing something wrong, but I think you're doing something right. It's not like, you know how the original meaning, or the what people do when they're having intervention and things like that, I don't get that. It could be that, but you know how I was talking about contrast? If you're experiencing either thing on the spectrum where you need an intervention because you need to stop doing something in your life, this could be the reading. But they want you to see it from the perspective of when you're getting intervention by your spirits, and it's something that's high vibrational and very beautiful for you. So just depending on where you are in your journey. So I'm going to read it from the book, because I'm telling you, they just have really beautiful messages for it. So it's number 31, and I'm going to just read it from here. Okay, so it says here, Oracle. To be the Oracle is to be the one who stands between the divine and the earthly. I think also you could have very Oracle energy too, because, and I think you already know this, I think that I don't want to be basic and say that people come to you for advice. I don't think they come for you just for advice. I think they come to you for inspiration. And you might always hear this, that people come to you and this like, you've inspired me so much. Your spirit is this, or your energy is this. You always get this energy, these kind of messages, but you don't really take into account what it means in your life. And I think that you could really sit in meditation or sit in quiet thinking and understand why people are coming. Why would people come to you? Or why are people drawn to you? Why are people drawn to your abundance? And why are people drawn to the fact that you're lucky? All these type of things, because you're blessed, like highly favored, I can tell. And it says here, between the divine and the earth, to help people reconnect with the divine and understand the language of the spirits. You are learning this language at this time and finding ways to awaken their presence in your life. You are one who can learn the meaning of the signs and symbols, who can understand which offerings must be made and when, and who can discern the presence of the sacred ones as they arise to speak to the people. At all times of great need, the oracles have come and they have placed themselves apart from things of our culture, from the mundane, mundane and the things of the world. And they have sought to help us all by ensuring that the presence of God is felt, and their desires and advice are understood. You perhaps were this oracle dwelling in the mountains, stirring the sacred smoke, seeing the visions, and sharing the messages. Perhaps this is another lifetime you're remembering. But even so, within this lifetime, the power to read, to discern, to understand, and share the language of the divine is with you now. You have within you the skills of the oracle. It is time to now reawaken them and do the work. The illumination for this card is, I can see, hear, smell, feel the presence of the spirits and translate their signs for myself and for others. So I feel like you might be getting a lot of spiritual activity as well, because the thing about it is, if you're getting messages from, the spirit realm, or maybe just people who've passed over and things like that, very subtly, or maybe even very abrupt in your life, just know that you are getting signs. If you're feeling like you're going crazy, or you're feeling like, no, that can't be a sign, I think that it is a sign. I think that you have that capability, and I think that even as a child, you might have been able to contact or understand those messages, but maybe had it shunned away, or just wasn't like really into that like that. But I can definitely see that you're having a lot of divine interventions and divine encounters, and things kind of pushing you in the direction of what your soul wants to do, and how you can help and do your soul mission on this earth and everything like that. So I think I'm gonna end it there, because I think I got all of what they wanted me to tell you, just to get an introduction to how my readings are. I know other people do it differently. I just like having conversations with people. And yeah, I think this reading was about, let me see how long, 13 minutes. So my readings usually, like my longer readings are usually like 20 minutes and up, depending on how much messages that they want. And my readings are also very pricey. They're about $100. I think the lowest one I have is like $50, but yeah, they're pretty pricey. But this is just an introduction, very small mini reading. But I was really, really glad to read for you, because I can just tell that you have gifts that you're awakening to, and that you're going to be the power in which let those blessings and all those gifts unfold and get stronger. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. I think it's Halloween night, so hopefully I send you this reading Halloween night as well. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful night, and God bless.